If you're anything like me, you've probably been here before with your hair. Dear Diary, today was yet another lovely day of my angelic hair showcasing its wonderful behavior that boosts my self-esteem just before going to work. Despite my efforts, I'm tired of feeling like my hair doesn't care, no matter how hard I try. If my hair and I were in a relationship on Facebook, it would be listed as complicated. Anyways, here goes hoping for a miracle overnight. If not, I guess nothing but hat days are in my future. Throw that hat idea right out the window because hats will no longer be needed in your future. Today, I will guide you through how to determine your hair type, hair density, what cuts to pair with them, as well as choosing the right products to make mission gorgeous hair come to life. Now is the time to get hair that shouts healthy and beautiful like a cheerleader leading the squad.
Let's go hair types!
Imagine your hair is like a Jenga tower, solid, strong, and sturdy. Each block represents a different aspect of your hair's health and structure that need key ingredients to keep them in place. Using the wrong products would be like pulling out random blocks that cause the tower to collapse. A total hair disaster. Here is the deal. There are three main types of hair or textures. You have coarse, medium, and fine. Step one is figuring out which squad your locks belong to, and it is quite an easy step. You'll want to start with clean, product-free hair and give it a thumb and finger test. You're gonna grab a single strand of hair between your finger and thumb. If you choose, you can pluck it from your scalp to get a better look at it, but it's also perfectly okay to leave it in place. And you're just gonna glide the strand of hair between your fingers and pay very close attention to how it looks and feels. For members of Team Fine Hair, you're like the delicate darling of the hair world with strands so thin you can barely see or feel it, just like a silk thread. Fine hair has minimal texture, making it the slipperiest of all. It loves falling flat, gets oily in what seems like an instant, and worst of all, laughs in the face of volume. Trying to style it is like trying to convince your dog to cooperate for a bath. Nearly impossible. Because of this, it's best to avoid heavy products at all costs, or you risk a sad, lifeless look. It's also the most fragile of hair types, so handle it with extra care, especially when it comes to coloring and heat styling. Now, if you belong to the Coarse Hair Club, you can spot your strand from a mile away. It is the heavyweight champion of hair types, boasting the largest diameter and a whole lot of texture. This would be like feeling yarn instead of a thread. It's like the lion's mane of hair types, bold and strong, swooping in with natural volume and unbeatable style retention. It's got texture for days, so when it comes to styling, coarse hair is the star athlete, effortlessly holding onto curls, waves, and never-ending volume. Plus, it is totally unfazed by natural scalp oils, while others are washing and dry shampooing. It is chilling in the back like
Oil? What oil?
And let's not forget, it is a bit of a heat and chemical junkie, demanding higher temps for styling and stronger potions for coloring. But there is a flip side. Coarse hair can be a bit of a drama queen, stirring up dryness and frizz. Deep conditioning masks or oiling your ends help to give that extra love and keep things smooth and hydrated. Okay, picture this. Fine hair is like delicate angel hair pasta, and coarse hair is more thick, sturdy, like fettuccine. Medium hair is that perfect spaghetti right in the middle. You can see and feel each strand, just like you can spot a single spaghetti noodle, and medium hair is the most ideal hair type. But before you go thinking you have no worries in the hair care world, medium hair can still get oily if you're not careful. It is like slathering your spaghetti in too much sauce. It gets heavy and there's less bounce to your noodles. It's just not the same. The same thing goes for your hair. Using the wrong products can weigh it down, but the beauty of medium hair is that you have still got more wiggle room as compared to fine hair. It's the gold standard of hair that both fine and coarse hair look up to. Not too fine, not too coarse, but just right. And when it comes to holding styles, medium hair won't abandon you mid-adventure like fine hair, but it won't stick around forever like coarse hair either. I want you to keep in mind though, that your hair texture isn't a lifelong contract. Just like your favorite Netflix show can take unexpected twists and turns.
Brutus, did you see that?
Things like chemical treatments, heat styling, diet, stress, and hormones along with age can all shake things up over time. I have always had extremely fine hair, but as I've gotten a little older, it is just slightly, and I mean just slightly, starting to feel a touch on the medium side. And I would love to hear from you guys in the comments what your hair type is and if you feel that it has changed over the years as well. Knowing your hair type is the ultimate shortcut to picking cuts that will make your hair sing, not scream. And trust me, your hair will thank you with a standing ovation. Fine hair shines brightest in mid-length to bob cuts, as they have less length dragging down your natural flat locks. But if Rapunzel lengths are your vibe, go for it. You can still rock those longer locks. Just prepare for a little extra effort in the volume department. It is all about teamwork making the dream work. So top-notch products and a killer blow-dry routine. For medium hair, you guys totally hit the jackpot of versatility and cuts. From short and sassy to long and luscious, it is all yours. Just steer clear of maybe those super long styles because they can weigh your hair down, but fear not, a sprinkle of layers from your stylist will perk things up and keep that bounce intact. If you've got fabulously thick, coarse hair, you may find shortcuts to be more work to get smooth and sleek, as you naturally have more volume than fine and medium hair. Longer lengths and layered cuts give you that main character energy, but quick disclaimer, you will need a bit more product blow drying and ironing to keep that star status shining. Let's dig a bit deeper into the details and talk about your hair density, which plays no less role in helping you choose the perfect haircut as well as products. Imagine your scalp as a crowded dance floor. Hair density is all about how packed that dance floor is, with low, medium, or high numbers of strands grooving in 1 square inch. While we often mix up density with hair type, remember that density is how many party goers you've got, and hair type is whether they're fine, medium, or coarse. Fine hair almost always gets labeled as thin, making people think that they have the tiniest amount of hair running around like little golems. But guess what? You can have fine hair that's individually thin, but a whole army of it, which means high density, making your hair appear thick and full. Conversely, people with coarse hair, where the strands are individually thick, might have fewer of them, making their hair seem thin. But even with lower density, coarse hair still looks thicker than fine hair with the same density. Now, who takes the lead for the highest level of density? Redheads flaunt their locks with an impressive 80,000 strands. Our raven black-haired beauties average 108,000 strands. Classic brunettes coming in a little higher at 110,000 strands on average. And finally, with an impressive 140,000 strands, our natural blondes take home the lead role for having the highest density. And honestly, I think that it makes sense, as lighter hair needs technically a little bit more of it to look thicker. And it would have been real nice if I was born a natural blonde instead of a redhead. But we don't get everything we want. There are 2 ways to figure out your hair density. Method 1, the ponytail measure. To do this, you are going to pull your hair into a ponytail and measure its circumference. If it's less than 2 inches, you have got low density. If it's 2 to 3 inches, that's medium. And if it's a solid 4 inches, your hair density is off the charts. Method 2, the scalp check. Face the mirror with that gorgeous face of yours and tilt your head slightly. If you can see your scalp without moving your hair, you have got low density. If you need to move your hair a bit, that's medium density. And if spotting your scalp is a challenge, congrats, you have got high density. If your hair is low in density or thin, 1 length blunt bob haircuts with minimal face framing are going to be your hair's best friend. This will help to keep your hair looking as full as possible, especially when paired with the right products. If you've got a ton of hair, thinning shears and extra layers are your new best friends, as they will help to make your hair more manageable, as well as add any volume up top that you may want. Your hair, however, isn't always evenly spread out on your head. Think thicker in the back and lighter in the front or sides. And sometimes one side can be thicker than the other, while hairlines are like, nah, we'll just keep it chill. As mentioned a few moments back, your hair can take a hit from heat styling, chemical services, and unhealthy life choices. These very same things can also affect your hair density as well. I dive really deep into this topic in a previous video that I will link at the end of this one, and I really suggest that you check that out when you have the time. I really want you guys to be able to fully understand your hair so you can enjoy it at its best version possible, whatever your hair type or density is. My hair used to look nowhere near as good as it does now, and that is because I truly live by what I share with you on this channel. So now that you have a PhD in your hair type, hair density, and cuts that suit them best, it is time to stock up on the best products to elevate your natural locks or that fabulous haircut. Pick the wrong one, and your fate might be similar to the diary entry from the start. There are a couple of things you might be doing wrong. Either you're using products that are A, heavy as a rock, taking away volume, or weak as a feather, not smoothing your hair. B, make your hair feel more dry or increase oil production. C, products that can't hold your style that you worked so hard to achieve. Or D, you're using too much or so little that your hair can't decide what's going on. Whatever your hair type, your core mission is to only wash your hair when it's truly needed. Find products that help you extend the time between washes, and making sure to give your hair proper TLC by using heat protectants and properly feeding your body. To complete mission gorgeous hair successfully and stop those dreaded diary entries, choose products based on hair type and desired look. It can be tricky since not all products are universal, but after 17 years of hairstyling under my belt and tons of firsthand experiences as well as client feedback, I have got the inside scoop about products that work great on different hair types or various looks. To make life easier, I have categorized these products into groups on my Amazon store for each hair type, level of density, and desired look to help you find your match in no time. You can find the link in the description and pinned comment. So if you have fine hair with low density, you want all the suggestions for products that will create a thick, full feel with volume and give you hold, I've got you covered. Same for if you find yourself with coarse hair that's high density and smoothness is what you seek. I am leaving no hair type, density, or look left behind. I hope you all enjoyed today's video, that you learned something, and that it brought a smile to your face. You can check out this video right here for even more tips to get your hair healthy. Thanks for watching, and I will see you on the next one. Bye.